Hey guys, it's your buddy Choppadong here, and I wanted to discuss briefly with you today a little bit about closing line value over at sportsbetarmy.com, only because I think that when we watch the models, you can get an idea and you can learn to watch which way the lines likely will move. Kind of away from whatever Vegas has established right now, the sports books, whatever line they're giving, a lot of times our sports modeling will differ and the lines typically move towards our model projections most of the time, which is a good thing. It means the modeling's good and solid and whatever else. Um, but it gives you an opportunity to pick a side and wait for that line to move in your direction, whichever side you take, and create value in the bet. If I placed a number at -3 and you we both like the favorite, you waited and the line moved for whatever reason to -2, you technically made the better bet than me. You've got more margin for error in your pick. So yes, if they cover the 3 points, we both win. But oftentimes that little bitty move opens up some value for you. It creates a better, sharper bet on your behalf. And the sharper your bets over time, the better you're going to do when you compare it to me anyway. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. In the modeling here in sportsbetarmy.com, I wrote up a little bit in the DFS Army side, the daily fantasy sports side. We talked a little bit about how well some of the results have been over the past day or so, but I wanted to look into those models and point out the biggest values. In the modeling in itself, you can take these EV columns and you can spread them up or down to get the bigger positive numbers at the top, and then realize that the Golden State Warriors, in this case, this was the spread EV, so the model spread has them at -3, but Vegas is giving you +1. It's easier to win a bet on +1 than it is -3 if you like the Golden State Warriors side of this game. So this +1 is oftentimes going to start moving through the day towards this -3 as other sharp bettors, other handicapping tools see that discrepancy and people place their bets. They're going to largely pick, oh, the value is on the Oklahoma or the Golden State side, so I'll take that bet. However, not always. If there are other factors in play and you actually like the Chicago Bulls side and you're supposed to be getting +3, but you're getting -1, if that moves towards that +3 or moves towards the Golden State side, you're going to end up getting value by waiting because it will come down more in your favor and give you an easier number to hit. And that's really all beating closing line value is trying to get the best number for yourself that you can based on the side that you pick. If you like Golden State, you may jump now. If you like Chicago, you may wait a little while through the day for that number to get a little bit better for you if that's the side that you want to play on. So when I look at those numbers specifically, the Oklahoma City side of it, when we talk money line values, straight up winning, the model is giving us a +245, which is pretty big. It's saying that Oklahoma City should be about a +245, but Vegas is giving you a whopping +490, which is incredible value. If you do the math, you take $100 that I would bet, and then I would win 245, so it would return 345. If I take $100 divided by $345, then that tells me there's a 29% chance of that happening. That's what the Vegas number's telling me, is they think, or our money line thinks there's a 29% chance of Oklahoma City winning the game outright. Not even close to a coin flip. But when you look at the fact that Vegas has priced that money line at a +490 or 100 divided by 590, hang on a second. Yeah, sorry about that. I've got kids at home learning virtually, so I'm in the same boat as everybody else, and sometimes in my non-soundproof studio that happens. Anywho, what we're looking at is a lot of value when we're talking about us thinking Oklahoma City has a 29% chance of winning the game outright, but Vegas giving us a price that suggests only a 17% chance. We think they have a better chance than that price is giving to win the game. So you would take that Vegas number and realize that there's value there. There's a cushion there. That may only happen, even if we're right, it's only going to happen 30% of the time, 3 games out of 10. But you're getting priced like it's only going to happen 1 game out of 5. And so that's a better opportunity for you. So it's like I may not use the mayonnaise that I found in the grocery store today I may even let it expire, but the sale was just too good to pass up. I had to buy it and hope that maybe it would work out for me down the road. That's very similar to what we're talking about here when you're looking at underdog pricing, things that aren't even a 50% chance to hit. But when it does hit, it's going to pay you so much better than than the price was offering, and then the chances, mathematical chances, et cetera, et cetera. New York Knicks minus 115 for us, plus 155 in Vegas. Again, value. And LA Clippers, we have them at minus 203. They should win the game. The money line should be about minus 200, but Vegas is giving us a discount by offering us a price of only minus 135. So again, it works both ways. And it works both ways whether you're on, you see the line might move from the minus 135 in Vegas more towards a minus 200 as the day goes on. So if you're on the LA Clippers side, you'd be losing value. It'd be getting worse and worse and worse for you. If that line goes from minus 135 to minus 140 to minus 150 to minus 160, it's getting worse and worse and worse for you because you're on the Clippers side. However, if you were on the other side, on their opponent's side, then you would be getting a better and better and better number if you waited. So again, you have to go through, handicap these games, figure out what bets you like, what sides of these teams, these games you like, and then see by the model, what would it make sense for me to do? Would it make sense for me to take that bet right now? Or should I maybe wait a little while during the day? And another opportunity I'll talk about here in a second, then I'll let you go. But Golden State, we have that -3 in the spread. The Vegas is given +1 right now. New York Knicks, we have them -2. Vegas is giving +4. So you can see the value if you're on these sides. If you're on the New York Knicks side, you don't want the -2. You'll gladly take the +4, but you don't want to wait for it to come down to +3, +2, +1, whatever, because then it's starting to erode that value out of it. It's taking away your cushion, if that makes sense. Clippers again -4.5. Vegas shows only -2.5, and Oklahoma City +6, but Vegas is giving you a whopping +11. So again, these are good numbers early on today. Over under works the same way. Oklahoma City we're showing in our modeling the game should be about a 225 point game total. Vegas is giving us a price at 218, and you can take the over or the under. We believe this game should go over. Same with Golden State, 231 versus 226. We believe the game should go over. However, on the other side of the coin, Boston at 223, Vegas is giving you a 230.5, which means we're thinking the game should go under. And same with Utah, we believe that game should go under. That's how you would read these models. And you can sort, again, by the EV columns to bring the bigger values to the top and the bigger discrepancies to the top. And I would encourage you to wait. These are not official picks. This is just using the model. We want to use other things in conjunction with the model. We want to use news and injury reports and even our coach's advice and things, because they go against this modeling sometimes as well when they see, uh-oh, that's a mistake. They understand maybe why better than you or I might. So while this is a good thing to watch, a good thing to start watching, paying attention to, maybe tracking over time, you still want a couple of other green lights before you really jump on these bets. But when you get good at it as well, that's where you can start seeing early in the day, oh, I'd better jump on these now, or maybe I need to wait and check back again in the afternoon and see how things have changed, okay? That's just one of the things that I like to do in beating that closing line. When I focus on trying to beat that closing line, I want the bet that I took right now to be more advantageous to me no matter what side of it I was on. I want it to be more advantageous to me than if I waited until lock. Whatever the number locks at tip or whatever, there you go. I'm judging, did I get a better number or a worse number for the side that I picked compared to that number? And that's beating the closing line. Very, very simple concept. And the more often you beat that closing line, the more often you're making sharper bets than the industry, and the more often you're taking value in your bets. And honestly, if you do it over 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 bets, you're generally going to be a winning player when you do that. It's everything else with statistics and trends and birthdays and whatever is really kind of white noise. The bottom line is the bottom line. At the end of the day, when the game tips off, did I beat that number or did I lose to that number? And over time, the results don't matter. Over time, the results will actually be there, and you'll be able to see that you are a profitable player. Another little nuance, like I said, and I'll let you go. Another little nuance to this number is, let's say we get close to lock and the number's not where I wanted it to be. It's somebody's 10-point favorite, and I wanted it to get to 8 points or 7 or something before I bet it. I had a number in my mind and it never got there. Well, then I'll just go ahead and let that game lock. I won't force myself to take that game at -10. I'll wait, And then what I want to see happen is I want to see the live betting stuff start. And I want to see the live betting start. I'm going to have that minus 10 in my head, or maybe minus 7. If it gets to minus 7, I may take it then. But I'm waiting really and truly for something crazy like the underdog to get off to a hot start. And I might look in on that game and see that that minus 10 has dropped dramatically all the way to minus 5, minus 4. And now guess what? Now I'm getting value based on the minus 10 the game closed at. And now I'll maybe take that bet in a live format and beat the closing line that way. That requires you to watch the game a little bit and make sure that, it just doesn't look like one of those nights where we're getting a lackluster performance out of a team or whatever. But generally speaking, you can see those discrepancies. If you keep an eye money lines and point spreads and whatever else, and then you start watching those games, they get a chance later on that evening to start checking in again. You can see I thought that spread was way bigger than that. Look at it now. And then you can dig in a little bit during the live games and start kind of seeing, is there really the value there that it appears there is? That's a fun way to play the live betting sports, is you can again use that closing line as your guide, because Vegas and the sharps generally going to be very, very close over time. They're very good. And so when these games get way out of whack, a lot of times during the game, it will come back closer to that line. So when it gets way, way out of whack, and let's say, it's a minus 20 and I was looking for minus 10, well, I'm not betting that number because it's probably going to come back to minus 10. I would probably bet the plus 20 on the other side of it, knowing that it's going to come back to the original minus 10, which would be plus 10 for the new side that I bet. Again, using your common sense, you can start to predict these movements. You can start taking advantage of these situations, and you yourself can become a better sports bettor. And it's just not that difficult when you've got coaches on your side and models on your side, like our guys here at sportsbetarmy.com. So I encourage you, if you're not a member, give us a shot. If you're sitting in our free Discord, think about giving us a shot, whatever. We can talk a little bit deeper back here in the VIP rooms and whatnot, and probably turn you into a little bit sharper, better yourself. And of course, we love to hear your opinion on picks and plays too, because as we all get sharper together, we all become a better community and a better, more profitable group of players. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. It's been Chopping On. It's been Monday, March 29th. And peace out, homies. We'll talk to you soon.